Welcome back to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasAllNetRadio.com, the final frontier of free speech, where we can say and do talk about whatever the fuck we want. And we have on the phone with us Tony, BHM model, sexy motherfucker all around. Welcome to the show. Only Toxic can hear you right now. I'll be right back.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm ecstatic. It's great to be back on the show. It's wonderful. I'm over the top.
Awesome. Well, we're definitely happy to have you back here. A lot going on since the last time. A lot.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot more shoots. I've done a calendar now that's available. I got another shoot coming up on Wednesday. It's been pretty busy.
Tell us about the calendar.
It's a calendar. I took some of the better images from the page, ones that people really liked, and I put them together into a calendar. I'm keeping the ordering open for the calendar for 2, maybe 3 months, because I know tax time's coming up, so not a lot of people have a lot of money right now. It's fine. So keep it open so everybody who wants one can go ahead and order one, and so I can get those printed off and get those shipped out. So hopefully that'll be popular. I'm hoping people like it.
You have a lot of your different photos from your different shoots here, like the motorcycle one, which I know Sierra mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the one.
Yes, I actually do have one from the biker shoot on the calendar. There were several people that threatened bodily harm should a picture from the biker shoot not make it to the calendar. So I made sure to make sure one of those got in there.
I may have been one of those threats.
I was just going to say, is it possible one was Sierra?
It is very possible. That is a distinct possibility.
We're not outing her as, threatening.
Oh, no, of course not. No finger pointing.
No.
No finger pointing at all.
Of course not.
Do my best Blake Shelton imitation.
Oh, yes.
And you can, anyone who wants to check out the calendar, if you go on Tony's Facebook, which we sent out earlier, you can scroll down and find the calendar, and you can order it.
I'm actually going to be posting a new set tonight. So some point tonight there will be one at the top of the page, so people don't have to go searching.
All right, awesome. Check it out. It does have some good ones in there. Some of our favorites I know from going through there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when I print them all off, I'll print one out for free. You guys send me your address, I'll send it out to you. You guys have been really supportive and helped me a lot, honestly. With the first time being on the show, that got me so many fans. And I really feel the love whenever I talk to any of you. So I want to send you guys one, so send me your address to the page. When I get it all printed off, I'll happily send you one.
Can we get some nudie pics, too?
Sorry, Tony.
Somebody had to ask. And it might as well be me.
Sierra went straight for the nudie pics.
Don't I? She went right for it.
Don't I always?
That's true.
No shame. No shame in her game at all.
No.
Now, Tony, you do a wide variety. For those who may not know from the last time, tell us about the different types of shoots that you focus on.
Oh, man. Well, being a bigger guy, I know I'm not, Ryan Gosling or Brad Pitt or Channing Tatum, and that's fine. You don't have to have the six-pack to look good. You just have to find a look that works for you and roll with it. Some of the shoots I've done, I did a Highland shoot, which was in my Kilt and the Poet shirt, which people really loved. That was actually my first shoot. I've also done the biker shoot. Let's say I did a Santa Claus shoot for the holidays, which went over a lot better than what I thought it would. I also did a steampunk shoot.
The steampunk one.
2 shoots with my base.
I like the steampunk one as well. That one's a really good one.
That one was a lot of fun, and actually a lot of my friends helped me put that together because a lot of the stuff for that had to be fabricated, it had to be made. Like that top hat that I was wearing in that shoot, I didn't buy that. I had to make that. My friend Jeremy helped me with a lot of supplies. He had a bunch of Nerf guns and airsoft guns that we took, and we retrofitted them and changed them around. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of work went into it, and it was actually one of my favorite shoots. I had so much fun with that one.
I happen to think that that's par on course for sexy, just like the motorcycle shoot. It was one of my favorites. The pictures are posted up on that one.
Oh, that one, I was so happy with that one. I was worried about how that was going to go because I couldn't find a bike. I was losing my mind. And the person who was helping me doing my shoots at the time, she actually called a 80 Faro company here in downtown Columbus. They're a Harley dealer. And they were their bikes in their Harley museum. So that was amazing. I almost cried when I had to leave the bike behind.
That was a pretty sexy bike.
It was beautiful. 2014 denim black Harley Davidson Street Bob. Oh, God, that bike was beautiful.
Sarah needs a moment.
I do. My nipples got hard and everything. I was like, woo!
That bike was gorgeous. When he pulled it in the showroom and I heard that engine roar, I was like, oh, my God. I told him when I get rich and famous, I'm going to come by and they're going to give me one of those bikes. And I'll do like some free PR for him or something. I don't know.
And then you'll ride it out here to Vegas.
And give us all a ride.
I keep telling you guys, I will make it out to Vegas at some point. I do plan on coming out. And when I come out, I will so happily show up and say hi to all of you. And it'll be good times. Lots of fun and shenanigans to be had.
Tony, one of our listeners asked, how would one look into becoming a BHM model? So give us a little run through. Like, what made you decide, here's what I'd like to do, and then how did you go about making it happen?
Well, a lot of it came down to, like I said, I know I'm not, your typical, pretty boy, poster boy kind of guy, but you don't have to be attractive. It's all about how you carry yourself and all about how you present yourself. You find your strengths and you play to them. I got lucky, and my first shot was actually done by my good friend Ray. He's actually a very good photographer. He went to school for photography. He had a lot of great equipment. And because I was such a good friend of his, he gave me a great price on my first shoot. Honestly, a lot of it is coming down to finding a photographer that is going to work well with you. Mm-hmm. Just like any other job, any other profession, a lot of it relies on your coworkers just as much as it does on you. Find a good photographer, one that you click with, one that works really good with you. Get a few shoots done. Pick up some good pictures. Make a page. Start networking. So yeah, it's all about finding a good photographer. If you find the right photographer, they'll be willing to work for trade. They'll do a shoot for you, and in return, you get to help them build their portfolio. So that's another option to look at, is look for photographers that are looking to build their portfolio, and you can just help each other out.
And do it as a trade situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how a lot of mine have actually been done, is helping a photographer try to build their portfolio and get their page going and get their portfolio going. I need to shoot. They need more examples of their work, so that helps out a lot.
That's one of my favorite pictures. Just the profile shot of you with your hair hanging down. Oy. I
love that. Look at that. Now, I think Thorin from Lord of the Rings, it looks epic.
Amazing.
And I love it.
Is your lip...
I absolutely loved it.
Do you really have a labrae ring? Do you really have that piercing?
Yes. Yes. Tony, how many piercings do you have?
I have 15 total.
15? How many in each ear?
2 in each ear.
I'm trying to count where else you could put some piercings. So I see 2 in each ear, 1 in a lip.
Honestly, I used to be a piercist, and you would be absolutely surprised at what people will pierce.
No, I wouldn't. My sister was once married to a guy who had both a Prince Albert and the other one that goes across behind the head of your penis. So he had like a joystick system going on down there. He could directionally pee, and because he had 2 piercings in his penis. It was insane.
Well, I have 7.
In your penis?
Yes.
Holy mother of God! Do you have to declare all that when you go through the metal detectors at the airport?
Believe it or not, no. All of my piercings are surgical steel.
That is insane. What do you play xylophone on it?
Do you have to declare it?
Well,
It is awkward sometimes at the urinal when it jingles and people kind of look over at me. I'm like, I just don't ask, man. Just don't ask.
do you have
It's change in my pocket.
Do you have your taint pierced? One of my biggest, one of the things I've really wanted to do, just because I wanted to get the laughs out of it, was get my taint pierced and put a bell on it.
I haven't done that, mostly because, A, I am a larger man, and I do sweat quite profusely on occasion, and I don't want to risk infection. I can't think of many worse places to get an infection. So
Yeah.
I try to get all my piercings in places that I can readily and easily keep clean and maintain.
That is crazy that you have 7 piercings in your penis. I'm still trying to imagine. So do you have a Prince Albert, the in through the hole and up through the top?
Yes, I do.
And how many crossbars do you have? 6?
I have 5 going along the underside.
So that's 6 piercings on your penis. Where's the 7th?
The 7th one is what is called a lorum. It's a ring like right at the base, kind of right where it meets the scrotum.
Please tell me you're Googling it.
No, but I will. No, I have to. My computer keeps trying to go to sleep on me, and I'm.
Google, your best friend.
Yeah, right.
And what is it called, Tony? A
It's called a lorum. Lorum.
That's hilarious. You find a picture yet?
I'm looking.
God, you're just such a good-looking dude. I'm sorry.
There's no apologies needed for complimenting me at all.
Pictures. I love your pictures. I can't wait till we get your magazine. I'm thinking nudie mags.
I actually have been featured in a few magazines.
I was going to ask that. Tell us about the magazines.
Well, they are through Rockstar Media. You can find links for them all over my page. I've been featured in Poverty for Teen magazine. I think Beautiful Scars magazine and Very Full Figured magazine.
So are you?
Sorry about the coughing. I'm just getting over a cold.
Everybody is, man.
It's terrible.
Beautiful Scars. Do you have some scarification?
The Beautiful Scars magazine is more about body modification in general, tattoos, piercings. I'm sure there's brands and scarification there as well. But mine is just tattoos and piercings. I haven't done any branding or scarification.
We found what the lorum is.
We sure did, and I've got to say, you must be one interesting man to have. Just in general, just like you're ribbed for her pleasure all over.
Well,
more studded, but yeah.
Let's ask a question, and of course, if it's going too far, then you're on the right show. Your girlfriend, she does some of your photography, correct?
She's actually done all of my more recent shoots.
Okay, so she does some of your photography. How does that? What's the question here?
I don't know what you're trying to ask.
I don't know what I'm trying to ask. So with all of the piercings, I mean, has she ever said that it feels different?
Yes, she's actually said that they feel very good. There was a point where some of the piercings were a little too large, so I had to take them down some. But yeah, she has no complaints about them at all. She actually says now on the occasion that I do take them out, she says it feels weird without having them there because she's so used to them being there. And she says that absolutely she can feel them, and she does feel a difference.
Just once, I want to try this. I want to try this once. Unfortunately, I don't think I can convince Cali Guy to pierce his penis 7 times just for a one-time thing.
Cali Guy, 7 piercings.
What you could always do is you could always get one of the, just like a cheap jelly dildo. Doesn't have to be anything super impressive. And you just put the jewelry in the dildo.
That's an idea.
I've actually recommended that to a lot of friends of mine. They're like, I don't think my boyfriend would. I'm like, then just buy a jelly penis and put some piercings in it. Pick them up at, at Spencer's or Hot Topic or your local piercer shop and just stick them right in there.
Best
Fantastic.
idea ever.
Now, are there special? We are getting way off topic with your photography here, but I'm fascinated. Are there special piercings, jewelry for the penis?
No, it's the same kind of jewelry that goes anywhere else. It's usually either surgical or stainless steel. A lot of piercing shops do have options for like titanium or platinum jewelry, but the only real standard is because the skin down there is so much softer, so much more tender than everywhere else. Your standard piercing size ring is a 14. That's the standard hoop that normally goes through with a genital piercing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't recommend anything smaller than a 10 because anything smaller is going to pull and it's going to tear, and it's going to cause a lot of hassle because it's so small and because the skin is so much softer and so much more tender. It gets damaged much easier.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to go much bigger than that because then you run into the same problem the other way.
Actually, I don't have that problem. Both the Prince Albert and Lorem are 4-gauge, and the barbells are all an 8.
I had a 0 gauge in my tongue one time back when I was wild and crazy. I can't imagine a 4 in your genitalia.
It's actually not as bad as you might think.
Jesus. I know the pain I had to go through to stretch up to an O in my tongue, and I can't, my eyes are watering thinking about.
It actually wasn't too bad until I went from a 6 to a 4. That was unpleasant.
Tony, did you expect to be talking about your penis tonight?
Honestly, with you gals, I learned to expect the unexpected.
Right?
Talking about your penis should not be
unexpected. Whenever I hear, hey, do you want to be on the show? I go, okay. Boy Scout rules. Always be prepared.
Just be ready. That's all.
We promise not to give you syphilis-gonorrhea.
I appreciate that.
Syphilis.
And just be glad Sweet Cheeks isn't here because she will. She would have some even more in-depth
questions,
specific questions for you. Tony, sorry, go on.
Oh no.
I was going to say you did one recent. And I know that if you've listened and you've heard Desiree, she has something similar kind of coming in the works as far as body positive shots. And there's we have another friend of the show that they have some body positive image shots that they've done that actually we're supposed to be a part of where
but we're a little lazy.
Where they're tastefully nude shots with some positive phrases on there, but I noticed you've done one as well, that you have a positive body image shot.
Yes.
So what prompted that?
A lot of it is, and this isn't really just for larger people and it only, it's hating anybody, making fun of anybody, bashing anybody, regardless of whether they're big, skinny, short, tall, wide, thin, squat. It's ridiculous. It's mean. It's quite frankly bullshit. Nobody should ever be made to feel less than what they are because of how their body is, regardless of what your body shape or size is. Everybody should be able to be proud of their body and how their body looks. And that's what a lot of that came down to, was because it's not just it's not just fat shaming anymore. There's people out there being shamed for being too skinny, or people being made fun of because their tits aren't big enough, or their tits are too big, or their ass isn't big enough, their ass is too big, and it's bullshit. You shouldn't ever feel belittled or be made to feel like less of a person because of a physical trait.
Hallelujah, brother.
And it's like I said, it's not just big people, it's everybody.
Did you find that you got a positive response from others when you did the shots?
I did, actually. There was a lot of people that wound up inboxing the page and said they were really happy to see somebody doing that and promoting not just larger people being proud of themselves, but everybody being proud of themselves. Because, well, yeah, I'm a larger person and I've always caught flack for being fat. Always, but it's not just fat people that are catching flack, it's everybody. And it needs to be brought to attention that it's not just fat people and not just skinny people. Everybody is being made to feel like less of a person because they don't fit this image or they don't fit that image. And like I've told people, they're like, oh, I want to look like the girl in the magazine. And I'm like, honey, even the girl in the magazine doesn't look like the girl in the magazine.
She sure don't.
I'm like, do you realize how much Photoshop went into that? I said, I guarantee you that woman's about 50 pounds heavier. She's probably not even a blonde.
And her neck certainly isn't that long.
Exactly. I said, and it's the same with guys, too. You see some of these guys on the magazines. I'm like, I hate to tell you, ladies, his abs don't really look like that in real life.
Yeah, have you seen, there's been some articles out lately where they've really gone into just how much photos are Photoshopped. And shown
it's a lot.
Before and after. So it's kind of
really a lot.
Kind of crazy.
I mean, me personally, I feel like if steroids are illegal for athletes, then Photoshop should be illegal for models.
Right.
None of my images are Photoshopped. The only editing that is ever done is changing of lighting and maybe the sharpness of the photo. But everything you see on my body, about my body, that is legit, that is how I look, that is how I am built.
I love that you keep your stretch marks in. I think those are sexy.
I'm fat. I have stretch marks. That's how it is. And I'm the kind of person that if you don't like it, you don't have to like my page. Don't look at it. You can block my page for all I care. You don't like it, don't look at it. You're in America. That's your choice.
Yes. Preach.
But if you like it, hey, come on by and feel free to look at me all day if you want. And that still trips me out to this day. My page is over 2,500 fans, and I'm like, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, that is over 2,000 people that just like to look at me.
Right.
Does that make you nervous, or does that make you go, hell yeah, I'm sexy?
Honestly, it's a little bit of both. Like, there's still times where people are like, oh, you're such an attractive man, or you're so hot, and I'm like, oh, thanks. I still don't know how to deal with it. Like, I'm still not used to the positive response of that kind of thing, and it's still something I'm getting used to.
Have you ever been out in public and had somebody come up to you and recognize you from your page?
Not yet. I don't think I've quite reached that level of popularity just yet. Wait, I did have one person, actually. I had one person, the last Pride Parade we had here in Columbus. I was marching in the Pride Parade. I had my cowboy hat on and was walking around in my jeans and my cowboy hat, and a gentleman walked up to me and said, I love your page and your pictures. I was like, oh, holy shit, a fan. What is up? I just gave him a big old sweaty fat man hug. It was like, thank you so much for your love and support. I was floored. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I had, like, legit, like, local, fans. So it kind of threw me for a loop, but I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Like people you don't even know. That's the cool part, is when people you don't even know come up and be like, I love your shit. And you're like, dude.
It tripped me out. At first, I didn't know how to deal with it. I was like, okay, you know what, Tony? I was like, just thank him, give him a hug, thank him for his love and support. I was like, this isn't awkward. Just thank him for it. It's not that hard to say thank you.
Hey, Tony, one of our listeners, he listens on his phone, so he can't join us in chat.
Okay.
But sometimes he'll message me, so he messaged me to tell you he said hello. And he's enjoying the show. So that's Tyzone. So I thought I'd share that with you.
Give him a shout out.
Oh, well, hello, and thank you so much for listening. It's always great to hear from somebody who enjoys, I guess that sounds arrogant, but me. Like, I don't know, it still trips me out. I'm like, there's people that just like to look at me, and I'm still not used to that.
It's not bragging if it's true, baby.
It trips me out sometimes is all.
So aside from the calendar, which we are eagerly awaiting to have up, what other projects do you have coming up soon?
Well, hopefully, and this is something I've started a GoFundMe for, because I love doing shoots, and I have a ton of outfits to do shoots, and that's not the issue. But some of the shoots that people want to see are a little expensive. Like, I've had a lot of requests to do a shoot in fireman gear, which I would love to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the outfit is so damn expensive. Like, just the pants alone are about $150.
You haven't found any local firemen willing to let you borrow stuff?
I've actually, I recently just emailed the fire chief about it, and unfortunately that's not going to work.
Mm.
At least here in the city of Columbus, I don't know how it's done countrywide, but here in the city of Columbus, when you join the firehouse, your gear is ordered specifically for you, like you are measured and fitted
Mm.
for it specifically. And that makes sense. It's got to protect you from heat. It's got to protect you from smoke and the fire. So it has to be a perfect fit.
Right.
So it made sense. So it's just something it's something I have in the works, but there's going to be money and time needed first. So it is something I'm working on. It just might be a little bit.
Are you gonna do like a sexy fire hydrant scene where you're just like being sprayed with water and stuff? Like I got ideas.
Well, something like that would definitely have to wait for summer. It's a little cold currently for that, but maybe in the summer I'll do like a summertime fun, just wetness and water type thing.
We've been seeing there's been a big push in girls in a particular group that we're a part of to get boudoir shots done. Are there boudoir shots for guys? Like, can you do things like that?
Did I do a what shoot now?
Boudoir, like in sexy lacy underwear. I mean, I'm not expecting you to be in sexy lacy underwear, but is there an equivalent to that, like a sexy bedroom kind of photo shoot?
I mean, I would imagine there is, but I'd imagine it'd be more like I don't know, to drop a famous name, I guess more like a Hugh Hefner kind of thing, like a really nice robe and then maybe a pipe, some books, that kind of thing.
I would think for me, the sexiest boudoir shot would be like a guy vacuuming,
Doing
maybe
the
washing the
dishes.
dishes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
This
sexy.
really watch me scrub this pan.
Yeah, no, really sexy shot. Just you in an apron, like a back shot of you with you just in an apron, like doing the dishes at the sink. Like that would be.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah. That is pretty goddamn sexy.
You folding some laundry.
So, your girlfriend is your photographer currently. Do you guys do any shoots together? Like, I'm assuming she's a big, beautiful girl.
We did do one shoot together, which is actually on my page. I believe I named the album Me and My Baby. My friend, Nature, Magic Moments by Nature Photography, she's actually the one that did that shoot. She was also in a few pictures in my shoot that I did in my suit. But she is more comfortable behind the camera than she is in front of it.
Okay.
But she is so gorgeous. I can't tell you how beautiful she is.
I'm stalking her right
words
now.
are paltry things and fall utterly short.
Oh, you are so damn sweet. Seriously, you're adorable.
Oh, Tony, you have a new stalker. I mean,
I do.
fan. Well, she's been a fan. Now maybe we'll go with super fan.
Super
Oddly
fan.
enough, I actually did have one stalker that I had to block and ban from the page. And it kind of threw me. I was like, have I really reached that kind of level, where I have like creepy stalker, fangirl? And I was like, oh, you're getting a little scary, hon. You need to back it up. And I want to have to block her and ban her. I was like, I'm in a relationship, honey. You can't talk to me that way.
Do you want to know when a stalker becomes a extra or a fan turns into a stalker? You want to know the moment when they go out of their way to somehow obtain your personal cell phone number. That's how you know.
Oh, yeah.
I keep my number very private. It is not on my Facebook page. It is not on my modeling page.
Oh, no, mine is as well. Mine is very private, used for for work purposes. And then a few, like, we texted today regarding the show. A few of our guests will get it, but otherwise it is very private, and someone's really good to be able to do so.
Yeah, I've only had one person ask for my cell phone number, and I was like, I don't think so. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was like, if you need to contact me, feel free to inbox the page. I'm always very prompt about running my page and getting back to people. So I don't give that number out. There's no way.
I don't blame you, Tony. My favorite shot, just to share. Of course, I like them all, and I love the motorcycle ones as well. But it's a recent one that you posted with the Slipknot T-shirt, and it's just you. It's just a photo. It's a little bit closer. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Looking rather intense.
Oh yeah. No, that was for my heavy bag shoot. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one because I remember Liz. That's my girlfriend. she had said something. I had looked over at her. She said, "That is so perfect. Hold that face right there."
Now, do you normally do you box, or was that just for the shoot?
I do not box. I did take martial arts for a very long time, but I do go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week, and I usually end my workout by hitting one of their heavy bags or one of their dummies. Mostly for upper body workout, something intense but not too intense to cool down before I go into the sauna and just let the heat get to my muscles so I don't move around like an old man the next day.
You're also a musician?
I do play the bass.
Do you play regularly with a band or just, when the mood strikes you?
I do not play with a band. It's mostly just me kind of farting around with it. I don't expect to make a living out of it. I don't expect to be stellar at it. I just learned the bass lines for a few songs here and there, and just every so often I'll pull it out and dust it off and just mess around with it, try to learn another bass line. It's more just like a passing fancy hobby than anything else, I guess.
And whose big white fluffy dog is that in the like Viking-esque photos?
Believe it or not, it's just some random passerby that happened to be walking around Hocking Hills. And I was sitting there getting a shot done, and the dog just walked over and was like, "Oh, hi." And I was like, "Oh, you're gorgeous."
It was perfect for that shoot.
It was so perfect. Like, I remember petting him going, "You'd be the perfect house dog for a Jarl. Like, you are such a Viking dog."
Right.
I was like, that was so perfect.
Big fluffy doggy.
I know, Tony, that you also do art. Is that something is that just for personal pleasure, or is that something that you do for sale? I believe you commission art as well. You commission projects.
For the most part, it's just something personal that I do. It's, I guess, for lack of a better term, it's therapy. Because I have a lot of stuff bouncing around in my head at any given moment. And if it stays up there, my brain's going to explode. So I used art as therapy to get things out of my head, whether it be something I see in my head that just looks really awesome or whether I'm just having a really shitty day. I do, on occasion, take commission work. It's getting rarer and rarer these days. But on occasion, I do have a few people that are fans of my art, and I'll pop up and say, "Hey, just I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5 commission slots." But for the most part, it's personal gratification.
Okay.
And do you have a website separate from your Facebook page yet?
For
everything.
For my modeling, yes, it's bhmtony.com.
And do you sell your artwork there, or do you have a different
I do
page?
not. My artwork, I do tend to keep a little more private than other things. Let me see. The artwork tends to be very
personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
That's cool. What inspires your artwork besides, getting the crazies out of your head? Is there any other muse that you have?
A lot of times it's whatever I'm drawing. If you look at it, you can tell what I'm feeling at that moment. But on occasion, I'll get inspired a lot by music. Like the other day, I was listening to Indestructible by Disturbed, and it hit me, and I opened up my sketchbook, and I did this drawing of a soldier, just covered in bloody bandages, and just beat the hell and back, but he's still going, because he will not be beat down.
That's pretty awesome.
He is an indestructible master of war. And music will sometimes just hit me with inspiration, and I have to pull up my sketch pad and be like, shit, I better draw this before it goes away.
Do you ever find as a big guy that people assume that you're going to be like very scrappy and want to constantly throw your weight around, to both figuratively and literally? And
yeah, I get that a lot.
And I assume that you're not really like that.
I'm really not. I'm not a very violent guy. Yes, my personality is aggressive. It's very in your face. I'm very loud, very boisterous. But I'm really not a very violent person. I don't like violence. I don't like to hurt people because violence really just begets more violence. And I'm not saying, oh, we should all love each other and hold hands and kumbaya. That's not what I'm saying. Because in the end, some people do need their ass whipped.
Sometimes a bitch slapping is needed.
Exactly. But I don't like to be violent if I can avoid it.
Mm. Cool.
And you're 6'4", correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a really big presence then. In that circumstance, so I would assume people would back down.
He has to turn sideways and duck his head to get in the door.
There's not a lot of people that really get in my face and give me a lot of trouble. Ones that usually do, I'll stand up and go, dude, this is not going to end well for anybody. Okay, I'm like, just turn around, walk away, and let's just go about our night, man.
I can just imagine, some, little bouncy dude who's like super aggressive trying to get, all up in your business, and then you just stand up and tower over him by like 4 feet, and he's just like, oh, never mind, I'm gonna go my separate ways.
Let me pay your check.
Well, yeah, most people that get in my face like that are usually people that are full of liquid courage. And I'll stand and be like, okay, look, dude, you're drunk. So you don't understand the situation before you. Not only am I larger than you, I'm sober.
Now,
this will not end well for you.
Are you sober because you don't drink, or are you sober because you are the designated driver, always, like Toxie's husband is?
Well, I'm actually a recovered alcoholic, so I try not to drink. If I do drink, it's usually one drink, maybe two. But I don't really do that anymore. I guess you could say I'm more of a, like I said, a social drinker, I guess. Like if I go out to a bar and I tell myself, okay, you're having one drink and that's it. I'll get myself a scotch on the rocks and that will be my one drink. And that will be it. I don't really get drunk anymore.
Oh, congratulations on your recovery.
Yeah, it was either that or I was going to drink myself into a pine box. So it was really bad for a while.
It's really bad every Saturday night for Toxie. But it's only on Saturdays.
Name like Toxie, you got to expect a little bit of intoxication.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, it's short for intoxicated.
There you go.
Yeah, the fact that you see her sober on the show is like the one rainbow unicorn glitter moment that she has.
Very rare. I will say
when the planets align just correctly.
That's right.
I was out last night, and then I'll talk more about it later, but just really quick, I saw somebody, and I went up to talk to her, and then she was just giving me a little bit of a weird look, and I go, oh, that's right. I don't think you've ever seen me sober. It's very weird. Like, take it in. It won't happen again.
Enjoy.
That's how it was with some friends of mine for a while. I had disappeared for about a month and a half, and I showed up again. They're like, dude, are you okay? I was like, yeah, why? They're like, you seem weird. I'm like, I'm sober. Like, we've never seen you sober. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're like, it's kind of scary, dude. We don't like this. I'm like, well, deal with it.
So I'm always curious about the stories behind the people. How did you and your lovely, adorable, hair-matching girlfriend meet?
Believe it or not, we actually met at a fetish party here in Columbus. I had showed up that night. I didn't really want to, but a friend of mine convinced me to go out because I hadn't been out anywhere in a while. And I was like, I was for a bit. So I went out, and we actually met outside while I was smoking. Her friends were going outside. She was smoking, too. We sat there. We talked for a while, and I really liked her. And then I went inside. I let her do her thing, and I just kind of sat there and people watched. And then it got to the point where I was bored, and I was like, well, she's the only person I've talked to all night. I should probably go and say goodbye. So I walked up and gave her a hug. I said, hey, it was really nice meeting you, but I'm going to go home. I was like, there's really nothing for me to do here. I'm bored, so I'm going to go home. And then I was walking outside, and she went and chased me down and was like, hey, how about we? Well, that gives me something to do. So, yeah, that's fine.
Can you repeat that? Because you cut out there for a second.
Oh, well, basically, she chased me down after I had left. I said I was bored, and She was like, well, how about we sit down and talk for a while? Is that okay? And I'm like, well, yeah, that gives me something to do. So that negates my reason for leaving.
So then you guys
and it just kind of went from there.
Oh, that's so sweet. When you were
We've
dating.
been together for over a year now.
Oh, that's super sweet. I love stories like that. Did when you were dating, when you were single and dating, did you ever have any horror stories?
Oh man.
Terrible first dates?
Let me see. I think the most terrible thing that's ever happened to me, I went to go meet this young lady. We were going to meet out to have some fun. And she didn't tell me this at the time, but she was married.
She was married?
So she was married, so I had to grab my clothes and dive out the window.
Because her husband came home?
Yeah, her husband came home.
Oh, snap.
So I grabbed my clothes and I dove out the window, and I'm sitting there waiting for the screaming match to stop and wait for the lights to go off. And I got dressed, got in my car, and was like, this is bullshit. I'm out of here.
Did she ever try to contact you again after that?
She did, and I told her to politely eat a dick.
which is what she was doing.
That's what she was trying to do.
That's what got her in trouble in the first place.
That's right.
It is, but yeah, no. I'm a lot of things. I'm not a homewrecker.
Wow. Not intentionally, anyway.
Absolutely not. Like I told her, I said, if I would have known you had a husband, I would not have come over.
That's insane. I don't think I've ever met a guy who actually has almost been caught by the husband.
He almost caught me. It was pretty fucking close.
So it's like in the movies where you see it happen, where like the guy's scrambling to grab his clothes and dive out a window.
And you really did it.
And you did.
I did.
It was the first floor window.
Horrible.
That was like the first episode of Breaking Bad. Like that's what happened.
I actually haven't watched that yet.
Oh,
I
my
haven't
goodness.
either.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been told I need to. I might. I don't know.
I have been too.
What do you watch, Tony?
Lately, not much of anything. There haven't been a lot of new shows that have really caught my attention, so I haven't really started watching anything new as of late.
I just started watching the second season of Helix on Sci-Fi. Oh, it's amazeballs. Amazing. It's nerdy and graphic and gory and fabulous. I love it.
No, I see a lot of the shows these days as like regurgitated, refurbished crap from like the early 90s, late 80s.
No. Helix is its own brand of disgusting. It's really fabulous.
No, I might have to check it out then.
It's so great. I've never watched it.
It is. There's like black slime flowing out of people's mouths. That was the first season. Now it's like pustules of stuff that invade from the intestines up.
Oh.
Oh, fun.
It is great. I love it. They showed the very first scene, and I pulled the Toxie. I'm like, oh, that's pretty gross. This is great.
Well, you guys have set the bar kind of high now, haven't you? Yep.
Yeah, they have.
I can't stomach looking at mayo on a sandwich. I'm pretty sure I can't deal with this show.
No, you would not be able to handle this show.
I think that sounds like a valid
she can't
assumption.
even handle a breakfast scramble, let alone watch.
It's because you make it gross.
I do not make it gross.
You make it gross. Tony, can I tell you real quick what Sierra does? Sierra mixes up her food and then mushes it like it's a stew or something. Like mushes it together and then squirts random shit on it and then smiles while she eats it while I sit next to her and vomit.
It's not random shit.
I can't say much. I've been known to do the same thing.
Oh,
you are like a rare bird, Toxie, who does not like to do that. Even our Desiree Divine likes to do that.
Ugh. Desiree likes to send me pictures when she does it.
I know. You're lucky I don't send you pictures.
Ugh. Forget it.
Toxie's done.
Oh, Lordy.
Well, were you in a, I could be completely wrong here. Were you in a commercial?
I was not.
You were not. Okay. I don't know what was making me think
not
that.
Not yet. Maybe someday.
We're looking forward to that day. I want you to be one of the next Calvin Klein models.
I don't know if that will ever happen, but that would be interesting.
Be the big man campaign.
That would be very interesting. I would jump all over that.
You should do that. There you go. I'm giving you a free idea for a photo shoot. You should just do your own Calvin Klein style photo shoot and put it up.
Like the Justin Bieber one, but not with Justin Bieber.
No. More like the Mark Wahlberg one.
Well, the Justin Bieber one's the same. It's
Yes,
the same
except that it's a loudmouth Canadian brat who is smoking himself into oblivion, as opposed to
He
the
really is.
loudmouth New York brat who smoked himself into oblivion.
I know, but Mark Wahlberg turned himself around.
Yes, Mark Wahlberg did turn himself around.
Yes,
And
he is long past the
that's
days
what
of
it's
Marky
all
Mark.
about.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is.
But bottom line, a nice underwear shoot is what we're asking for.
Yeah.
We'll see what I can work out.
All right. Keep that in mind. Just when you're thinking of your next shoot, just say like, the girls at SinCityBounty really want an underwear shot.
Yeah, when you produce your coffee table book of photography, we just want to mention in the special thanks column. That's all.
Oh God, absolutely.
As you're enjoying these underwear photos, I'd like to thank Sierra and Toxie for the inspiration.
As you look at these pictures of my underwear-clad buttocks, please thank the ladies at this website for making this happen.
That's it exact. That's all.
That is
easy.
a coffee table photography book I would buy and have on my coffee table. Like, really, I would put it there. And then
Is that a fat man in his underpants? Why, yes, it is.
I would be like, yes, isn't it glorious?
He's a fat man in his underpants. He's got a nice ass for a fat guy, so he is.
He has 7 piercings in his penis, in case you didn't know.
He does. It's in the back of the autobiography part. Yeah.
You have to go back to the special section. It's behind some Beat It curtains in the back.
It's back there, so just be careful of the guard dog. Yeah.
Woof, woof.
He gets a little grumpy.
You should. Cali guy said you should model for DXL.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what that is.
So it might be a West Coast brand. There's a Big and Tall store, but it's a very classy Big and Tall store. They carry a lot of the name brands that the name brands won't carry in their stores, so they send it over to the DXL. It's Destination.
I was gonna say Destination.
Yeah, it's Destination XL, but they do they carry fabulous clothes for big guys.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
I might have to check them out then.
Yeah, do that, because then it'll give you an excuse to come to the West Coast.
Oh lordy!
And you have to bring your fabulous girlfriend, because I bet she's got stories.
Oh no, absolutely. She would most definitely be coming with me.
We would love some girlfriend stories.
We sure would.
Honestly, I don't think I'm as entertaining as a lot of people seem to think I am. I work an overnight job during the week, so I don't really do a lot during the week. Mm-hmm. And my weekends I'm perfectly content to just like lay in the bed and just cuddle up and watch movies and eat junk food with her all day.
Yes, but she has stories. Even those kinds of afternoons generate hilarious stories.
They can. We have had some mishaps and some shenanigans along the way.
And that's what we want to hear.
The mishaps and shenanigans. We don't care about the cuddly bunny crap on the couch. We want the mishaps and shenanigans, like the time you bent over to grab the remote and farted right in her face.
I've actually managed not to do that. I'm very proud of that, by the way.
I am very proud of that, too, because I cannot claim the same thing.
Actually, Sierra might have farted multiple times since the show started.
No, I do not fart. We have a rule. There's one rule about the studio, and that is that thou shalt not fart in a soundproof room. Because that, even though we have the door open right now, so it would be kind of an excuse you'd be allowed to, but when the door is shut, nothing comes in and nothing goes out. And if you fart in here, it stays in here until we can get it ventilated. And I, for one, do not love my own brand. Like, I'm sure.
You know, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I really can.
I hold it in for you. I get cramps so that I don't fart for you.
I appreciate that.
In the studio.
I appreciate that.
I save it all up till I go to the bathroom.
That's friendship.
That is love.
It is love.
It's love right there.
Love is making sure that she has the right reading material in my bathroom when she comes over to poop.
True.
There you go. There you go. That is consideration.
We try. So, Tony, give us all of your details again where everyone can find you and send you naughty suggestions or clean suggestions or whatever.
Wait, actually,
Suggestive
let me ask you a
suggestions.
real quick question. So we receive lots of random dick pics where guys just randomly send us pictures of their dicks on our show stuff.
I get them on my personal stuff too.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
Okay, well, uh, do you get that? And maybe not dick pics, but do women like just send you? And I've had women send boob pics as well. One got really mad because she asked, and I'm like, no, that's cool. And she's like, no, I really want to send it. And I'm like, no, Sierra, I don't need it. But do women randomly send you with people you don't know, people you've never corresponded with? Do you ever get it where their opening greeting is like their tits?
No, actually, I have not gotten that. And I'm actually kind of thankful for it. I know most guys are like, yay, boobs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the female form in all of its glory and splendor, but they're just tits. A woman is more than the sum of her tits.
Thank
I mean,
God for that.
I've met women with amazing breasts, and then they open their mouth, and I'm like, I'm done with you.
Right.
So,
but, I've met women with less than stellar breasts, and I sat there and talked to them for 4 or 5 hours because I'm like, you're an interesting person.
Yes, people with small breasts are really interesting people.
So,
but, I haven't gotten that, and I'm glad I haven't.
See,
I've always seen that kind of thing also as, like, disrespectful.
Right. It's why I don't know why some guys do it. I mean, it literally is the greeting like, hey, dick pic.
I don't even get hey sometimes. I get more dick pics on my personal page than I do my Sierra page, and I just open it up and it's just a picture of a penis.
Yes, I don't understand that. To me, that's disrespectful. It's crass, and it shows your lack of character as a person.
However,
you feel like you have to open with a picture of your dick.
We wouldn't mind if you sent us a picture of yours. I mean, you'd have to get the girlfriend's permission.
She got right into that.
You'd have to get the girlfriend's permission, but
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for it.
I've got to stay true to form,
You ladies are terrible.
We are awful, and we know it.
We've got corner offices in hell.
People.
We do.
We're kind of person.
When we go to hell, we're just taking the show with us. Like we're going to
broadcasting
from hell.
live from the 7th circle of hell. It is the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City.
I will tune in for your first show from the 7th circle of hell.
That's us, baby. So, give us your first quick question. I had this question. Are you a tits man or an ass man?
Honestly, I kind of say I'm 50-50. Like I said, I enjoy the female form in all its glory and splendor. Man, I really don't know.
Can't pick one or the other. All right.
Is it a case-by-case situation? Like if you just see a really great...
I think that might be the best way to put it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, give us all your details again. Websites, Facebooks, Twitters.
Well, Facebook, it's BHM Modeling with Tony. There's also BHMTony.com. You can also find me on Tumblr and Twitter under Big Bad Modeling. And I believe that's all I have right now.
All right. And when can we look forward to your calendar coming out?
Hopefully here very soon is when I'll be getting them together. Like I said, I'm going to keep the ordering open for a little bit more. Regardless of how many are ordered, I am still going to print off the ones for people that have already shown interest. But yeah, there's not much which is shown for too much longer. The ordering may close early, but regardless, you ladies will get yours for sure. It's the very most, I would say, a month. But yeah, you ladies will definitely get one.
Awesome. And keep us informed of any upcoming photo shoots so we could share with our listeners.
Feel free to share your links on our page.
Happily, thank you.
Well, thank you, Tony.
And I know it's a little late for you. because I
Yeah.
believe you're East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you for staying up with us.
Oh, not a problem. I mean, I work overnights, so
Easy
staying up a
swing
little late is never a huge problem.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tony, and we hope to hear from you again soon and keep us informed. And have a good night.
Oh, and thank you again for having me on. It was great being on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Tony.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Not quite a quick break. I'm going to throw a song. I got a song in there because I got to go pee. I'll be back after these messages from our friends.
There ain't no words. I remember now. Love fucking hurts.